So is that a bug? Did you even know? You probably know it. Maybe you didn't notice. I've been gone for a couple of months. I missed my September. Oh my god, wait, I think I missed three wrap-ups for sure. I missed September, October, and November. I'm really sorry for my absence on BookTube. I wasn't planning on it, but I started my senior year and it got very hectic with applying to colleges and just everything. I had no time to film or read, really. I mean, I'm gonna do a wrap-up of all the books I've read over the past 3 months, and it's a very short stack. It's very sad. It's very unfortunate. But that's life sometimes. Okay. Now let me get the books I need. Pause. For the month of September, I know that was a while ago, think back, I read a grand total of 0 books. For the month of October, I read 3 books. I read 3 books, an improvement, triple the amount I read in September. Actually, 0 times 3 is 0. 2 of them were for school, and all of them were, like, very short. The first book I read in October was Coraline by Neil Gaiman. It's just about 200 pages, so very small, but I was in kind of slump, as you saw. This is a book that you're probably familiar with. It's a movie, the girl with the button eyes and the cat, and I don't really want to explain the synopsis, but it was very good. It's like a children's fantasy book. I think that's the genre. I love Neil Gaiman's writing style, and his stories are just always really creative. Memoirs of My Melancholy Horse by Gabriel Garcia Marquez. This was a book for school. I think it's called a novella. It's about a 90-year-old guy whose birthday wish, his one dying wish, is to sleep with a virgin. Did I say that weird? In this book, he basically pays to sleep with a virgin. She's 13 years old. He calls her Delgadina. That's not her real name. She's 13 years old. Did I mention that? And he kind of falls in love with her, and it's his first time falling in love. Well, falling in love. Because he slept with lots of women before, hence the title, Memoirs of My Melancholy Horse. He's had lots of whores. But things are different this time. I don't want to call her a whore. The poor girl. In case you forgot, I read this book for school. We are studying Stendhal's theory of romantic love, and he has this whole idea about the crystallization process that we go through. Last but not least, I read Hamlet by William Shakespeare, another book for school, my AP Lit class. Everyone knows Hamlet. It is Hamlet. Like, it's Hamlet. So, there's more need to be said. Like, moving on to November, I read 5 books and play. 5 books and a play. So like 6, 5 and a half. I don't know. Wait, Hamlet's a play. Oh, this is getting weird. The Stranger by Albert Camus. This is a classic, so you probably have heard of it or at least seen it. It's all about alienation, and there's lots of existentialist themes. It follows a man named Marceau who essentially commits murder, and the book is separated into 2 parts. The first part is before the murder, the second part's after. Basically, it's all about how we live in the world and the absurdity of it. And by absurd, I mean like the lack of meaning. Marceau is a really unlikable character. He's an anti-hero essentially, because it seems like he has no emotions and that he just is just terrible with people. It's a very philosophical book. I've read it once before and I hated it, like completely hated it. But the second time around I think I really appreciated it more because I understood what it was about, really, like the meaning behind it. So I think you definitely need to have a background knowledge on Camus and his philosophy. It was way better the second time. Still not my favorite. The next book, or trilogy really, this shouldn't be a surprise, The Hunger Games. I do this weird thing where I reread the trilogy every time a new movie comes out. Yeah, I've done it for the past 3 movies. And by the way, Mockingjay was really good. See, I haven't been on BookTube. I haven't been able to talk about this, but Mockingjay was great. I've seen it twice. I'm going to see it again. I loved it. I've been singing The Hanging Tree in the shower, which is creepy, but it's a good song, and Jennifer Lawrence sang it well, and they made it work, you know? But that's a tangent, and you've probably heard about this. Anyway, yeah, I read the whole trilogy. I just love rereading it. It brings back tons of memories, and it was a nice, easy break from the stress of my life. The last book I read was Noggin by John Corey Whaley. It's about a guy who has cancer in his body, and science has advanced, and they basically cut his head off, freeze it, and figure out a way to attach his head to a different body. And so he wakes up 5 years later, not really having any sense of time. The world around him has changed completely, and the people in his lives have basically like grieved over the loss of him, and now he's back and he has to deal with this change. It was funny, but it was surprisingly meaningful. It was really heartfelt at times. Like, it was deep in a way I didn't expect it to be. Although I was very hesitant going into it, I definitely enjoyed it. It was a great read, and John Corey Whaley is an amazing author. And the play I read was No Exit by Jean-Paul Sartre. I had to read this play for school, but I really enjoyed it. No Exit is basically a play that demonstrates Sartre's philosophy. It's about 3 people who have died, and they're all locked in a room, and that's what Sartre thinks is hell. He says hell is other people. But I'm not going to bore you with Sartre's philosophy. Even though it's not boring, it's very interesting if you want to look into it. So those are the books. Again, I'm very sorry that I haven't posted in such a long time. I will see you soon, hopefully, and yeah, bye.